All right, guys. So for some of you that don't know what this stuff is, I'm gonna kind of go over it. So in the store, um, there's only been a few events that I've been involved in where I've actually seen this, where it's a loyalty store, and in this loyalty store, you see some weird things like crown shards. The wisps are pretty normal. Golem heart, Altera's tear, the serpentine scale. This stuff is normal to find. What's not normal is the ascended essence, the the Pinnac gem shards for each color. Of course, the relics and the legends you can find. The really high level essences aren't super uncommon. But then what you guys probably don't know a lot of are these ascension stones, the dark skulls, the god skulls for every affinity. Now the ascension stones are going to be used in two different ways, but these Pentarch gems and the skull shards and then the ascended essences are going to be used for one particular thing, and I will show you here what each of these are for. So, most of you probably don't know that are new to this. Your wardens, once you max them out to $6, you're technically not done with these wardens. They can go further. So once you max out a warden, you notice there's still an evolve option. But when you hit that evolve option, an ascended essence now shows up. The same catalyst that was required to make it a 6-star, plus these shields, each one's a little different. And if you notice, before she was rated at a 3,643. If you evolve her, now she's rated at a 6,462. This hero now has exceptionally increased power in defense for guild versus guild. So this is called basically ascending your wardens. So that's what those ascension essences are for in this aspect. If you get the opportunity to do this, the other thing you're going to need is the stones. Notice this doesn't take gold; it takes 5,000 of these stones. That's the other thing that's required. So personally, this is what I'm after: is trying to ascend my wardens. But beyond ascending my wardens, you have your legendary cards, which in this case is Aileen, Dojin, Almar. Where's he at? You got Ray, and then I'm waiting on one crown shard for, or one crown for Kita, and then I'll have all 5 of them. Once you max them out, you're not done with them either. Evolve is still an option. For 10,000, it takes 2 crown shards, 1 essence, 5 full god skulls, which it takes 20 shards to make a god skull, and 1 Pentarch gem, and it is affinity specific, and then you get to evolve him. And then you get something like this. His artwork is quite astounding. You can do this for each and every one of your legends. These catalysts are extremely, say I'm partway there with him, extremely rare to come by. And now that this store is re-available, and the first time it came around I didn't know what it was for, and now I do, I personally am making it my goal to try and ascend every single one of these legends, because their power is almost double. It is quite impressive of how much they can do. Each one. The only catch is that instead of taking 5,000, these guys take 10,000. That is what that store is mainly for. There's there's three ways to get the catalyst to ascend these particular cards. One of them is doing the legend trials, and the shards literally fall at random. I think over the course of the last 2 months, I might have been able to construct one God Skull shard. In this event, I got the other 4 God Skulls with no problem. Um, I've also been hoarding my loyalty coins just for something like this to happen again. Um, the other option is this event like this, and then at the end of an event or towards the end of an event, you'll notice that you'll have a pack in the store. I don't think it's available yet. This one will be in Dojin when it is available. It'll be down here like with the relics, and it'll be a Dojin Ascension pack. And you'll get one for each affinity. So next is Light Commander, so the next will be Aliens. And if you spend a ridiculous amount of gems, you will be able to purchase your way to get enough catalyst to go ahead and ascend Alien. The only thing you will not get are the Ascension Stones. That is the one catalyst that is extremely rare to come by, is the Ascension Stones. If you can find them, I would recommend buying them as much as you possibly can and hoarding them, because you never know when you're going to need them. Every chance I get and every time I see them, I buy every single one of them I can. I did that on purpose so it wouldn't cost me so much when I got there. I think I'm now sitting on inventory. I have 20,000, so I have enough to do two of my legends, or I can do a couple of wardens if I get enough of the shields to do the wardens. If I start getting shields, but I can't get the catalyst for the legends, I'll start doing wardens before I do the legends, because them wardens get pretty darn strong. So just do a quick recap. That's exactly what this store is set up for. I have not seen one of these, for a couple months, maybe a little longer. So I would recommend hoarding your loyalty coins, and that's what these are for. Now, the other question you had are wisps. Okay, so wisps are magical, special little creatures, just like what they say they are. So if you come down here, let's see, I've got an easy one to do. Let's try and find an easy one. I think this is an easy one to do. So you notice I have an awaken. Let's see if... Notice the wisp is one of the options for an awaken. So if you max one of these wisps out to 6 stars, instead of having to have 2 cards of 6 stars, you will be able to use a wisp to awaken it. So we'll speak hypothetically here to kind of give you an idea of how this works. This is how people get 80,000 on their guild versus guild wardens. Let's say I take a Bakaru, the Grove Garden, and I go ahead and I ascend him, and now he's ascended, and he is just a badass right here. And I take 5 wisps, and I can ascend him, or awaken him 5 times with the wisp. So I don't have to do 5 cards to awaken him. I can do the wisp to awaken him. So the wisps are used to awaken very high level cards to make them more powerful. If you so choose to, if you have a wisp and you have something like a master collection cards, such as this Master 1, or even this Master 1, and you want to awaken it, then you have that option to awaken these as well. And that is the entire purpose for the Wisp. That is their only purpose. I recommend having them, and the only place that I personally, of course this is your game, you do it however you choose, that I personally would use them is for Wardens, because your guild versus guild is very important, and keeping your defense as high as possible is also very important. I also recommend for your guild versus guild that you try and build as many of these suckers as you possibly can. The next level down is this, and as you can see, I'm getting very close. I need one golem heart, and I'll have another hammer, very strong hammer. And these hammers will increase your defense in guild versus guild. So that's what those are for. So basically, that entire store is designed for your guild versus guild defense or the ascension of your legendary cards. I hope all that helps. And if you guys have any more questions or anything I might have missed, just let me know and I will explain as best I can, all right? And that's what the store's for.